Hello everyone, I'm Mika and I go by the username MahoPoint. We're back at it again on YouTube with what I think will probably be my final year covering my backlog. Why, you ask? Well, I did promise to cover 4 years. For now, let's talk about the final stretch of the backlog. Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny. Disgaea 6 is probably the easiest, beginner-friendly title in the history of the Disgaea series. It has more repetitive grinding elements and introduces the player to them early on. Some players had problems with just how easy this game was, but I enjoyed the story a lot. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 improved the way upgrade incentivization works by introducing a gacha element in the form of image pulse abilities. Gunvolt can equip several different abilities to improve Kirin or himself. This keeps the gacha element of the first 2 titles, but greatly diminishes the repetitive nature of the first 2 titles. As with Disgaea 6, this game is the easiest in the Gunvolt franchise, and a good introduction point for new players. Deltarune Chapter 2. After Deltarune officially releases, I will stop referring to these as separate titles. For now, I'm just going to say I enjoyed it as every bit as much as the first chapter. Splatoon 3. I love Splatoon. I could play it all day. However, I decided that I was going to beat story mode in the least amount of stages possible, since the game gives you that option. Overall, the campaign took me less than 2 hours to beat, with no walkthroughs available. I'll keep coming back to Splatoon 3, but for now, I need to at least keep on pace to beat other titles I've started. Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers was definitely the most fun I've had with Sonic since Mania. With its hardcore OST and action elements, I couldn't put it down at all. I loved every moment of it. Pokemon Scarlet. Look, I love Pokemon games, but I can't excuse the presentation or optimization of this game. There's some story elements that didn't sit well with me either. It was definitely an attempt, and I recognize that it was an ambitious one. The gameplay loop was also just as addicting as previous titles. The Pokemon designs are some of my favorite though, and I love the Spanish influence this game oozes, but I just couldn't bring myself to enjoy this one as much as I would have liked. Despite that, I am finding myself coming back over and over again to prepare for the new 7-star raids. Omori. This RPG Earthbound-like game completely gutted me with its amazing presentation and dark story. It was a game that I had backed when it first appeared on Kickstarter, and I'm surprised I waited this long to play it, but it's amazing and I highly recommend it. Super Mario Bros. Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. The original Super Mario Bros. 3 was a game gifted to me by my parents way back when I was a kid. I had a chance to revisit it thanks to the Nintendo Switch Online and beat all the stages and world properly, so I took it. Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. What's this? I've gone from not playing any Mario games before to suddenly playing every one ever? What gives? This was one of the first games I attempted to play after the Game Boy app came to the Nintendo Switch Online. It's cute, I don't really have much to say about it. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. I started replaying a bunch of games over the course of the 2 months the Nintendo Game Boy app released, but Link's Awakening was entirely new to me. For such a small game at home on the Game Boy, it had a lot of content. Definitely recommend this one. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age. It's hard for me to talk about this game without praising it for its story, twists, presentation, and lovable cast. This game was a charming masterpiece, and I hope more people play it. SEGA Ages, Phantasy Star What? The original Phantasy Star is unlike most games I've played from this time period. It has very interesting methods of obtaining party members, and that made this game quite memorable for me. I can't say I played anything quite like it. Why is this the final year probably? For those of you who haven't seen my channel update, I had planned on finishing uploading videos on YouTube altogether after this video, but I have found one other niche I do want to cover. Furthermore, I had not played very many games this year, as the backlog list dwindles down more and more with each passing year. I have found myself playing more and more comfort games as time goes by. What is a comfort game and why do I not count them in my backlog? Comfort games can be a number of things, but typically they are games that I have played before, perhaps numerous times, and have not counted in the backlog, but added them in clips here and there. About 98% of the clips seen through the channel are clips from games that I have played, and strictly clips that I've recorded. The other 2% are straight from trailers, but you probably noticed this if you've been paying attention. Anyways, comfort games for me include games like, let's say, Splatoon 3, Pokemon Scarlet, Mega Man Battle Network, Prinny, River City Girls, The World Ends With You, Zelda games that I've played before like Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 8, Gunvolt, Disgaea 1, and my absolute favorite game is the Hero Project, just to name a few. As one continues to go forward with the nostalgia to come back to the familiar becomes stronger until it's harder to move forward, I found. When I was frustrated at the immense size of my backlog at first, I had found the inner strength to complete games I would have never touched before. But at some point, you get to where you want to re-experience some of the games without the pressure of having to go through a laundry list of them weighing down on you. I have reached that point. Comfort games are relaxing in their own unique sort of ways, and you shouldn't feel pressured to complete them in the same way you would a backlog game. Basically, in year 4 I've come full circle. In year 1 and 2, I was able to keep up the momentum and complete a large number of games without any real difficulties. In year 3 and 4, however, I have slowed down and started to appreciate things I may have overlooked or grown accustomed to. I had completed Pokédexes and took part in raids and Splatfests. I lived my teenage years and college years through games I haven't touched since those times. If this was a story, it would be much like the hero's journey, where the hero returns and takes the stuff he experienced along the way back home with him to become stronger and uses quick travel to get around things faster or something like that. But this is real life, and while an apt allegory, the truth of the matter is I spent a lot of time playing these games, and I don't think I wasted it, because it allowed me an outlet to experience video editing and help share my methods with you guys over the course of the past couple years. It gave me the reason to try something different and experience things I would have probably put off indefinitely had I not had the motivation, and for that I am thankful. Thank you for following me on my backlog journey. I hope it gives you an idea of what to prepare for should you choose to go on your own using my methods, or at least it entertained you for a while. That's fine too.